The first thing you need to know about starting a game of Warzone is where you're going to drop, and today I'm going to cover great drop points in COD Warzone. Welcome back to Game Shame, let's get into the video. Number 10, Storage Town. Storage Town is a great drop point because players will find a bunch of different structures to loot. And the mini garage units usually will have either a chest or at least a few items within each one. There's also usually a lack of players that drop in this location, and it is easy to hide from enemies within the storage containers. Players should consider dropping here if they're looking for a location that doesn't have much chance of getting them killed early on in the match.
Hostiles dropping into the area, watch the skies!
Number 9, TV Station. TV Station is a hotspot and many players drop there just to get a helicopter and some loot before attempting to get some quick kills. The building is surrounded by multiple structures that other players will be traveling from to defeat the player. If players are trying to survive the first few circles, then TV Station is not the best location to drop at. However, it is good for players that desire getting kills. Only players that are attempting to add some kills to their player card should drop at TV Station.
I'm Ricky Berg.
I'm Ricky Berg.
Number 8, Dam. The Dam is great because it is an underrated location that many players never drop at, and as such it has many items lying around that won't have been looted. The top of the dam is also a considerably decent place to land because almost nobody ever decides to drop there. However, there is a lack of houses towards the top. At the bottom of the dam, players will find that they can get into a helicopter very early in the game and fly away, which helps if they are out of the circle since the dam is at the corner of the map.
Get on top of this ledge. You're then going to follow this ledge until you hit the actual dam wall. Be careful around these rocks though, this is probably the trickiest part of the whole thing, because it's very easy to miss.
Number 7, Prison. The prison is located on one of the most fun drops in Warzone. However, that doesn't make it suitable for players that are trying to win the match. Prison usually has many different people dropping out, and the corridors below the main courtyard can confuse players and cause them to run into enemies easily.
Tree and make it kill somebody if someone's standing there, or better yet, it makes a nice little, a little ledge that you can walk up and down for a little shortcut.
Number 6, Lumberyard. The Lumberyard is often underrated because a lot of players don't realize just how many buildings are there for the looting. There are also multiple buy stations there that players can use to revive teammates and buy items for themselves, which only adds to how great this location is. Lumberyard is worth checking out, especially if it isn't in the circle because players will probably have the entirety of the locale all to themselves. For players that want to get a lot of loot and options early in the match, Lumberyard is the way to go.
Moving!
Number 5, Quarry. Quarry is easily one of the worst locations to drop in Warzone. This is for a plethora of reasons, ranging from the layout of the location itself to the ridiculous amount of players that often drop there. Warzone is full of different locations, and Quarry is one that players will want to stay away from because of the confusing building layout that only experienced players will know how to maneuver in. The only upside for any player that drops at this location is if they are very experienced with Lumberyard and know how to get kills with it easily. Number 4, Hospital. Hospital is a great location and even has a helicopter spawn that players can easily get to by dropping into the middle of the buildings. Although Hospital is in the middle of the map, there usually aren't too many players that drop at this location, and as such, players will have a strategic point that they can snipe from in multiple directions. Number 3, Boneyard. Boneyard is one of the most interesting locations in Warzone, however most players don't fare well within the plain wreckage of the location. The Boneyard does have a few benefits such as a helicopter spawn that many players don't know about, lots of hiding spots and loot aplenty, but with the number of players that actively drop at this location, it's almost never worth it. Number 2, Military Base. The Military Base is a timeless classic for Battle Royale games, and fans were glad to see it back in Warzone. The large layout of this location and the many different hangars to loot makes Military Bases one of the best drop points for players that want to swiftly earn kills and also hide from other players. All the open space can be both a positive and negative trait of the location, depending on how a player moves throughout the layout. To make the most of the location, players should be traveling close to walls and not out in the middle of the base itself. Number 1, Downtown Tovarsk District. The Downtown Tovarsk District is a very large chunk of the land and it is basically the biggest city in Warzone. Players will quickly find that it is very difficult to find other players in this location, even with items such as heartbeat sensors, because there are so many corridors and routes that enemies could be hiding in. Alternatively, players will find a lot of loot within the city, but it is not worth it for a large number of players that drop there with a confusing layout. This city location just isn't worth a drop. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.